Hello 7O. Just thought I'd do a really quick video to introduce how we're going to go about these off-site learning lessons, just to hopefully allay some of your fears and show you where certain things will be. The main thing, of course, as you should have read from other messages that I've sent and the school sent, the focus will be through Schoolbox, which we're quite familiar with by now. Obviously, I'm in our 7O class for maths at the moment. So we're going to be starting with this topic here, decimals. But what you need to focus on is coming down to the lesson log. So for every new lesson, I'll be updating this lesson log to show you what you need to do. So it'll include things like, what the tasks are going to be, what we're expecting to achieve. It'll usually include a video. The videos that I'm making basically go through the key ideas that we have in Cambridge, just like we normally do in class. And I'm trying to also then show you how to do each of the different questions that would be needed. So this is essentially me trying to teach you. That way you can watch it as many times as you need to go through it. And of course, if you have questions, you can still ask. It'll talk about the tasks that you need to do, the work, etc., that needs to be completed. Remember that at the start of every lesson, you must come and look at this post here, and you need to add a comment in, just simply saying read, and that's how I will know that you've checked out what the lesson is, and that's what I'll be using to mark the school attendance. If you don't make this comment here before the end of the lesson at the absolute latest, according to our normal timetable, then you'll get marked as absent for that lesson, and there will be some sort of follow-up. At the very least, we'll be in contact with your parents to say, hey, we don't think you're keeping up with the work. If you do have a question, you need to write it in this class discussion area. So during our scheduled class times, I'll be monitoring the class discussion and I will try to respond to any questions that I can. It's always great to give as much detail as you can, so specifically which section, which question, what you're having trouble with in the question if you can help it. Maybe take a quick photo with your phone or your laptop or something, or a screenshot, and upload that photo as well to really show me what you're doing, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Outside of scheduled maths class times, I won't be monitoring this area, so please make sure if you need other help, like you normally would do, you'll send me an email and I'll try and get back to you. So you can see some old messages. These are obviously not relevant right now, but people have used this area before, so we should be okay with that. The other thing that you might want to do is to go into the lesson log, because this only shows the current lesson. If you want to go back to a previous lesson, you can come down to the bottom to this view archive and you can go in there, and not that there's anything extra at the moment, but you'll be able to sort through by different dates and so forth and then see the different logs. So when I post tomorrow's log, or the next log I should say, this one here would seem to disappear, but you can always come into the archive to have a look at it and just go back when you're done. Okay. A few other things to just be real clear on. I'm still going to allocate the work as a task so that you can come in and tick that task to say you have completed it. So like we've been doing previously, it still needs to be ticked off before the due date. Now, speaking of due dates, I'm going to make every task have a 1 week window. So you've got 1 week to officially mark it off. But I still encourage you to try and stick to the normal schedule of completing a section before you begin the next section, which is generally the next class. That leads into another thing that's a little bit new. So if I scroll down past all this, because we don't have any assessment right yet, we come down to the file section. We do have this Term 2 Decimals Weekly outline. All right. Now this is useful because this is going to show you what we are going to be doing through this whole topic. Now, because you're learning from home, we are simplifying it a little bit. And what we mean by that is we're not going to push as quickly. So what you can see in this first week, we're actually only going to do 2 sections. So even though we're going to have 3 lessons this week, we will still only do 2 sections. So it's a little bit of a slower pace. And that's going to be the same right through. So if you look to next week, week 2 of term 2, the first 2 lessons are going to be taken up by one part of the topic, and then we'll move on to the second. So we're going to be doing 2 units, if you like, instead of 3 to 4 in some weeks. So it's still important to keep up with things, but we are slowing the pace just a little bit to allow you the extra time you need to work through this different way of learning. So you can always come back and check on this list to see where you should be up to roughly. But of course, they'll be posted on the blog, they'll be posted in the tasks. So there's lots of ways that you can keep up to date with where you should be. And that's pretty much everything that's new on the class page. So again, the main thing is the lesson log will tell you what you need and where the video for this lesson is. Make sure you post your comment, every single lesson to tell me that you've seen it so that I can mark you as present. Chat with me about problems that you have, or other students. You can help each other, of course, in this chat area here. Outside of class, make sure you're emailing. And make sure you're keeping up with the schedule by, you might want to even print that out, stick it up somewhere. All right, and we'll update that obviously with the next unit when it happens. The last thing I want to talk about really quickly is Cambridge. So when you log into your Cambridge, I've actually logged in as somebody, I can't remember who it is at the moment, sorry, whoever it is. I am assigning these tasks as well. So a little bit kind of new. Up the top, you might see this indicating you've got some new tasks, or otherwise you can see it in the directed tasks here. But basically when you go into the task, what you'll see is this. So here's the new one. Don't worry about this old one that we tried one time before. But this new one, 6/8 decimals, that's what's been just assigned recently. You'll press start on that to begin the task. And basically it just walks you through the steps that you need. So the first step will always be have a look at the section. You just read through it. There's nothing you need to actually do. You can, of course, try the answers and stuff, but you just need to read through it. And you get to the bottom of each section and you've got a continue option. And basically that continue option will take you through each of the steps that are going to be needed to complete this task overall. And basically it's always going to be read the section. It's going to be asking you to do the questions anyway, which we've already talked about. And then it's going to do a little really quick quiz, 5 quick questions to ask you how you're going. So you just work your way through it, and it's just to help keep track of where everybody's up to. Okay, so that's sort of just a different way of allowing me a bit of extra help to keep track of where people are up to. So hopefully I can see how you're going. The last thing I want to talk about really quickly is just the general expectations. So obviously this is a very, very different situation, not something that we would like to do it this way, but we're all going to do the best that we can. So I'd like to remind you to please try and keep up with your work. The worst thing you can do right now is to get a little bit lazy, think I've got all the time in the world, and fall behind, because it is going to be something that you're going to have to get through anyway. Please try and keep your maths books organized just like you would in class. So rule up your pages properly, number and label everything, keep your work nice and neat. Don't forget to please check your own answers using the answers from the book. If you're having issues with them, you're getting the wrong answers, of course, make sure you're either working out where you've gone wrong or asking for that help that you need. Please make sure that you're showing all your working out. I'm not there as much to tell you that, but please show all your working out. In the videos, I'm going to be showing all the working out, so please make sure that you're following along and doing the same things. And that's pretty much it. I guess the most important thing is please ask for help as much as you need to. You've got the blog, you've got the post area, you've got my email as normal. If you're really, really struggling, make sure you're getting some help from somebody, whether it's me, whether it's parents, whether it's other classmates. But the worst thing would be to sit there, nobody's there. I can't see you, of course. I can't tell that you look like you're struggling. So please make sure you're asking for any help that you need. There's no bad questions. As I said, the worst thing you can do is just sit there and be silent. All right, so good luck. Let me know how you're going. Let me know your questions. I'll be checking in every now and again. I might email some of you directly with some specific things that you might need to do over time. But again, we'll just do our best with this. All right, good luck everyone, and I'll be seeing you again at school, hopefully not too far away.